Hi guys, welcome back to another 1.14 Skyblock episode. In between episodes, I actually did a lot of work. I completed a full chest layout for the main storage system. Actually streamed a little bit. In total, this took me 8 hours. It was quite tedious, but the result is definitely worth it. So basically split up the storage in 3 wings now. On the first side we have wooden items in all 6 colors, and in the back there's sand. So red sand and normal sand items. On this side we have other building blocks and all the stone related items. Then this section here contains the items here we get 16 types of, or 16 colors of. So concrete powder, wool, carpet, dyes. On this side we have terracotta, glazed terracotta, glass, and glass paints. And the third side we have redstone here, light sources, corals, and blocks we can't get at the moment, like ores and diamonds. So we're just gonna keep this empty, I guess. And yeah, workstations, miscellaneous items that really didn't fit in an own category. And here on this side we have the other coral items, brewing items, mob drops. In the front, this is food items, plants, mushroom blocks, and flowers. Right, it's really nice. So we can reach every item if you stand here in the middle within 10 seconds. Probably gonna have a speed 2 beacon. Methods actually suggested we'll add a fast travel system to it because some people were complaining it takes way too long to reach items. I think 10 seconds is perfectly fine. But yeah, Methods had the plan to add a dolphin system to it. So if you have dolphin sprays, I think speed 2 and depth strider boots, you can reach up to I think 85 meters per second. So you can pretty much reach everything within a second with those. So you can open the trapdoor, get it in, and they can super swim through those tunnels. Not sure if it actually will be used, but it's gonna be a nice idea if you get this to work. Alright, so this is the work that has been done so far in between episodes. It took actually quite a while to put this together. In total, the lag isn't even that bad. So we have about 6,000 hoppers, and I checked before I built the storage system, MSBT was around 8, and now it's about 18 with all of those hoppers. So it's 20% of the server performance will be used for a storage system, which is acceptable. We also get the item lag on top. So maybe it's gonna be 20 MSBT, perfectly acceptable. Would only have been a problem if you, I don't know, exceed like 40 or 50. But yeah, it's fine this way. Right, so what we need to add now is still, what is left to do is now connect the ice paths or the water stream systems, actually add the water to it, and yeah, some redstone in the back. Item input. We also need to deal with some minor issues. For example, I definitely want to send the items in batches and not every item separately, just to reduce the lag. So probably batch size of 20 items. But there's obviously a problem, for example, with the items that stack to 16, because the filter system, you can only actually take in 6 items at once. So we probably have to filter out the special items like ender pearls, buckets, eggs, banners, etc., and send smaller batches of those. So there's a lot of problems we still have to solve, but yeah, let's get to it. It's now several days later. I got majorly distracted by some bees in the 1.15 snapshot, but also some work on the main storage system has been done again. So we put in the complete water stream system for the whole storage. First, we basically run the items over the bulk storage, so this top ice line, and after that we have left this open. We're gonna have an intermediate storage just to potentially throttle down the speed in which the item will be dispensed afterwards. So double hopper speed at the top, and then normal hopper speed lower. Yeah, then the items will be put into this water stream again, go all the way around the storage, drop one down, and do this in total 4 times. After that, the items would end up here, and there we need to sort out basically additional items, and if somebody puts non-stackable items into the system, we can also later sort that. But yeah, that's something we can maybe add afterwards, once we already built the system, because I really want to get going now. I also designed a lot of little components already for the system. So of course we need an input. This will be here. Loose items go in a shulker box, and full shulker box is in this chest. So I built up the system over here already. So the plan is once we reach signal strength 6, then the shulker box will be broken and a new one is dispensed, of course. Also sometimes if you would have a lot of different items, we only have like singles, then we would never reach signal strength 6. In that case, there's also a button, break it, and a new one will be dispensed. Okay, so that's the input system. What we also need is then a sorter to sort out the items that stack to 16 because of the batch size. The plan in order to save on lag is to only send batches of 20 items, but that wouldn't work with the sorting for the ender pearls, snowballs, buckets, etc. because there's only like 5 items that a hopper could pick up with the normal item filter. So then we need batches of 4 or 5, and yeah, we need to sort out those items first. So that's why we designed this system here, to know to name. And I did that. Also made a video about it already. So here we got ender pearls and normal items, and this system sorts the items that stack to 16 and the ones that stack to 64 in there. It's actually quite simple. Here we already got, here we already have some dummy items in there. If we get an ender pearl in there, then we get signal strength 2 at the output, and if a normal item goes in there, then it just stays at 1 and keeps this hopper locked. Okay, then after that we actually need to dispense the items. So this will be this system here. Yeah, here also we need to make the batch sizes and then later basically align them and time them properly. So there's a little problem with the storage system. If you run the items with the water stream over the hopper filters, it could actually happen that if you don't get the timing 100% correct, is that we hit the hopper in a cooldown phase. That means it doesn't transfer any items, but also doesn't pick up items from the top. So we need to make 100% sure we get the items in the right tick. Haven't done that yet. Actually, I'm thinking about making this with the actual system later. So this is going to be quite tricky. As you can see, I already used a lot of redstone here just to get it going for those test setups. But it's probably best if you do that with the actual system. Alright, I think I'm gonna now try to put at least some of the components together and then we can figure this out. Oh, there's one more system I actually forgot to show. This is the shulker box unloader. A normal one wouldn't be enough since we need to unload at double hopper speed, and since you can only have one hopper below a shulker box, we need to use a hopper minecart instead. So it's placed between 2 hoppers, and we also need to lock it real quick. So I'm gonna put in one here at the top. We also have an automatic dispensing system once we get the first one in. Yeah, it's getting emptied by the hopper minecart, and we have to quickly disable the hopper minecart by using the activated rail below. So that gives us enough time to break the empty shulker box and push it over so it's getting picked up by that hopper instead, so it doesn't get picked up by the hopper minecart. Yeah, that's the whole system. Alright, time for a first test. I stocked some of the item filters already. We're gonna put that box into the system. So at least up to this point it should already work. Okay, there we got the first items. And that's how we align the items now. Now it's just a question, will the hoppers pick up sequential item batches? So the first one should go in. There we go. I'm gonna fill this up with the spruce logs. And yeah, let's see if something goes through. So when I tested this the last time, I actually had to mess with the timings a little bit, and they already got it. Yeah. There we got a batch of birch logs that actually skipped the hoppers. So I'm quite sure, so once we basically stop transferring items, then there's a little cooldown, and if items happen to be just above the hopper at that moment, then they would pass the hopper. So the last time when I tried to fix this, I actually just messed around with the timings here a little bit and alternated between opening such a trapdoor. So instead of opening it always at the same moment within the clock cycle. I'll do it about 4 game ticks later and switch between both options. Let's see if this fixes it again. I think the last time we tested this was in 1.12. And there's actually one more issue. Apparently that item dispensing system is also not lossless. Probably the same issue again. If you actually glitch an item inside of the trapdoor when it closes, then weird stuff can happen and it gets propelled outside. Actually, this is the same issue like we had with the Ghost tier farm. Not sure how to fix this, because this drop was just rapid firing. Be really hard to make sure that doesn't happen at all. Since I couldn't prevent that items have a chance to glitch inside of a block at all, I'll just make them be collected anyway with the water stream. So what we do here now is retract the trapdoor. And in case one of the items somehow falls down, but we extend the trapdoor again when it still falls in the water. So this should be, I think, 100% reliable now. It's a bit large, but that definitely works. I really want a system that works 100% of the time. That's why it's so infuriating that despite changing up the timings, items are still not getting picked up by the hoppers. I'm not sure what's causing this. Maybe the water bubbles have a bit of a randomness. So I'm gonna test this next. I think I'm gonna put down a pressure plate here and measure it exactly in which interval those items arrive. This is really frustrating. So it seems like there is some randomness involved. We're still getting items there. So I set up a command block counter that counts the interval between. So we're supposed to get 76 and then 84 alternating. But sometimes we got a 77 or an 83 and that messes up the system. So as you can see, we still get a lot of items to go over the hoppers without getting picked up. So I don't know, I had always the suspicion that the bubble elevator might be a bit random. So I'm gonna replace it with a normal elevator and hope for the best. Just to be sure, I also tested the incoming batches here at the bottom before we have the bubble elevator, and there it's 100% always the same. 76, 84. Okay, so we learned something today. Bubble elevators are a bit random and not a great choice for the storage system. So I got a solution that works. Replacing the bubble elevator wasn't a good idea because the other item elevators were also random, partially even more. So I just bring up a redstone signal and align the items here. And surprise, it works! So I don't even have to alternate with the intervals. I'm just opening this trapdoor every 80 ticks. And as you can see, there's no items, so the hoppers pick it up perfectly now. Right, now I have to do the same for the ender pearls, which will be even tougher, because I need to make batches of 5 items. And some tricks I'm using here, like opening a trapdoor, wouldn't work with the fastest speed, because I need to open this already for like a second, and meanwhile if the other batch ender pearls would be incoming, would also slip through. So I'm not sure how we're gonna do that instead. So no luck with the ender pearl dispensing system. The batch size is just too random. That system here, so sometimes we're getting 8 items, sometimes 3. So that won't work. Now we gotta just be smart about it. So the only bulk storage we have for items to stack to 16 is the ender pearl one. It's probably a good idea just to sort out the ender pearls at the bottom already, and then just worry about the rest. So there's way too much effort I'm putting into the stupid sorting of buckets and eggs. There's sometimes a weakness of mine that I often search for a general solution for a problem when a specific one would have been enough. So this is the only bulk storage item that stacks to 16. Why not make a custom solution just for the single item? No point in sorting out all the items first. So we can already adjust the item filter here in the back. Instead of having a tileable one, a one-way tileable one, why not just make one like this? And already have 12 ender pearls that can be taken in. Now if we just build another one of those item filters right next to each other, probably have to redo the part on the back to make it work. Yeah, then we can already take in 24 ender pearls and send it with the other items. Yeah, so much easier. Damn it, could have saved me 2 hours. So with a bit of fiddling around, we got it to work in the end. Right, so there's no point in sorting out the items to stack to 16 right there. I'm gonna rip that out. So now basically we now send all the items through the system, the ender pearls get picked up, and then here at the end of the intermediate storage, we need to put that system. While we're already reflecting our stuff we've done today, yeah, it would have been much easier to bring up the Shulker boxes at the top and do all the item dispensing there. Yep, I'm gonna change it completely. Sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and redo it all. So that's what I did here, moved everything to the top and added the intermediate storage and item distribution for the basically the chest storage. Yeah, it's one huge redstone mess by now. Here it's a bit easier with the hopper speed sorting, so we don't need to make stacks of approximately 20 items, we can make stacks of exactly 20 items. So the way we do this is we dispense 20, double hopper speed, align them, and then send the next batch after a while. So this is not perfectly timed. We got the same system over there for the items to stack to 16. So what's left is buckets, eggs, and so on. Alright, unless I made some silly mistakes, this should now work 100% reliable, which is super nice because, yeah, the 1.12 storage on a Scicraft world, we always had some issues with items skipping hoppers, and this should now be finally fixed with this system. Right, what's missing now is a Shulker box stacking system, similar to what we did with the Shulker box factory, overflow, handling, so in case chest storage is filled up, then the rest goes into overflow, so I'm gonna add a Shulker box system for that. And I think, yeah, minor additions as well, maybe some indicator lights, how many Shulker boxes we still have left. So I added now the Shulker box distribution for the bulk storage as well. So here we can put in stacks of Shulker boxes and it goes around the system and fills up the double speed Shulker box fillers. But yeah, I think we can actually now build this in survival, but I'm done for the day. This was a 9-hour storage designing shift. I'm done for the day. So the next day I also added the components here at the bottom for the Shulker box sorting and then later stacking again. And as you can see, I already took a schematic. Now the storage is finally in a state where it's ready to be built. The only thing which is missing is the non-stackable item filter, which we can do another time. Right, now we can actually build this. I already found a really nice location, about 2,500 blocks away from spawn, where there's an end portal nearby. This seems like a really good idea to build it next to the end portal, because the main storage will be the center of the whole server, kinda. That's where you wanna go before you start each project. I think it's also where we're gonna build the Nether hub around, so it would be nice if you have a Nether portal right next to it. So I'm thinking about having the end portal about here and the Nether portal in between, so you can either go to the main storage or the end portal, and maybe we're gonna add a brewing system or something small on the side with a small furnace array. So we later can add smaller systems to the main storage still. Right, now let's go to survival and start building this. I think a time lapse would be appropriate. Alright, so that's the current building progress right now. About 12 man hours already went into this. I got some help from Skyracing and Quen. I think we're gonna need another 1 or 2 building sessions to finish this. Also, it's gonna be quite a lot of effort now to get all the items, stock the filters and so on. So this will take a while. But yeah, that's it for today. This was by far the episode I spent the most work on. It took me over a week to finish this one. But I really wanted to, I don't know, condense down the storage content to just this one last episode. I could have made 3 or 4 episodes in creative just designing the storage, but I condensed it down to the most important things because I think a lot of people aren't too interested in all the fine details and the nitty-gritty of the storage. Right, I'm super glad that we finally have the design now. Took us long enough, but this will be a huge step forward for the Skyblock server. This will be so much nicer now, yeah, whenever we need to start a new project to get the materials from here. Alright, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.